Ms. Leisha Brooks is requesting $8,000 for their teaching tolerance program. We've selected this group to move forward to the presentation stage of our grant making process because it handles bullying and racism and intolerance, which is definitely something that we've decided needs to be put a stop to. I don't know, just we yeah we decided this was an important point. So now I'd like to introduce Ms. Leisha Brooks and let her start her presentation.
Maurice. And thank you. Just say thank you to Funders Board. I have to turn it. My conversation with Leah, she was explaining to me just kind of, who you are and what you all do, and I just have to let you know that I'm tremendously impressed by your commitment, what you've done. I understand that you raised money for this grant funding, and that most of you have been engaged with this project for 1 and 2 years, and I'm just tremendously impressed. So thank you, and we're really honored that we rose to this stage in your process. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for listening to us. And as Maurice said, teaching tolerance, we do address issues such as bullying and kind of racism. We're an anti-bias program in nature, and we try to address all of the issues: racism, sexism, homophobia, anti-Semitism, xenophobia. It just, as you well know, bullying is getting a lot of attention these days. But we know, as I'm sure you agree, that bullying has been going on for quite some time. So the program, Teaching Tolerance, is primarily kind of a publishing house. We publish a magazine twice a year and distribute it to over 400,000 teachers. And I know that you know some of this because I know that you did the research. And we also distribute film kits. And our most recent film, of course, is called Bullied: A Student, a School, and a Case That Made History. So we distribute these kits across the country for free. The program that I'm going to talk to you about today, though, is Mix It Up. Mix It Up at Lunch Day. And for me, it's a very important program because when I first joined the organization in 2004, I came to serve as the director of the Mix It Up program. It's the only youth activist program within the organization, and that's one of the things that drew me to it. Now, can I see a show of hands? Anyone done Mix It Up at their school?
I think we had, how many? Raise your hands and I'll. I think we had 2 or 3.
Yeah. Okay, cool, thank you. So Mix It Up is a very important program. We're about to enter our 10th year. It began in 2002. And it's essentially a simple call to action, inviting people to this just one day, take a chance, take a risk, step out of your comfort zone and have lunch with someone else. Now, the idea behind Mix It Up came from one of our founders, Morris Dees. And Morris had visited a school one day and noticed in the cafeteria that, it was everyone was sitting in segregated little groups. And that was, of course, in Montgomery, but we found that pattern exists across the country. And that happens in schools that are racially diverse and in schools that are also homogeneous. People, and not just students and not just youth, adults, we happen to kind of sit with and want to be with people that we perceive to be most like us. They may not be, but we perceive them to be. And then what happens in schools oftentimes, especially in kind of neighborhood schools, kids start making friends with people in elementary school, they're sitting with them in middle school and high school, and the next thing you know, you've gone through your entire K-12 career and you have kind of pretty much the same kind of set of friends. So Mix It Up is meant to kind of encourage people to step out of their zone, their comfort zone, and meet someone new. We have to prepare young people for the global society, and oftentimes I feel like it's the adults' responsibility in the school campuses to kind of create possibilities for students to engage across groups. So that's what the program is all about. So the issue to me, because thank you again for your speaking points, the issue being addressed then, in my mind, is social isolation. And I think the term social isolation is often used to describe kind of like a person that's all by themselves and subject to bullying and harassment, and that's true. But it's also true that we isolate socially in these cliques that I mentioned earlier. And so if I'm with my group of friends, then I'm not able to engage and meet other people. So that's the primary issue that MIX seeks to address. There are these cliques that pop up, and if you know, just like most people recognize how hard it is to break into a clique if you're not a part of it. You can go onto most any campus, again, and I've seen this to be true in public schools, urban settings, suburban settings, independent schools. You can easily identify kind of where the different groups and cliques are. And if for new students especially, it's just really, really hard to break into new groups. So again, mixed up at lunch day. It's typically the first or second Tuesday in November, but this year we're going to move it up because we're trying to do something differently. Teachers are telling us that they'd like it earlier in the year. So let's look at my notes. And what is the target population? Just like other teaching tolerance programs, we are directed towards K-12 learners and teachers. And with that, we still kind of reach colleges and universities, and even some workplaces have used Mix It Up. And I don't know if you all heard, but you know, this whole thing about the State of the Union address, the President's State of the Union address on Tuesday, the members are going to mix it up, and they're actually using the language to mix it up and sit with someone from across the aisle. So we're very excited about that. Of course, they didn't, you know, they're not crediting us, but I think it was our idea. Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I totally created this keynote. And you're supposed to be looking at it and not me. I'm gonna put it on now. She's sharing the screens. Sorry.
I thought it came, I would have reminded you, except I thought it came later or something. I didn't know.
No, it was supposed to be on while I was yakking. Okay. Here we go. That's what I was just telling you about. And look, see, it would have been so much better to look at her. I think it's such a cute picture. And I've had to mix it up with elementary schools, with high schools and colleges, as I mentioned, but probably, no, I can't say that. It looks like she's really enjoying it. People really enjoy it across grade levels. You know, too, I don't know if this is true where you all are at in schools, but schools become so regimented about their lunch hours and such. Especially at the elementary school level, students often have to sit in assigned seats, and they're not supposed to talk, and they're just supposed to eat and leave. It's like a little mini prison. And this is another group of kids. The older kids are serving as peer leaders for Mix It Up Day. Their theme at this particular school was hero, be a hero, help everyone, respect others, mix it up. And it's really, what we find the most successful Mix It Up days are, of course, those that work with groups of teachers and students. And it really is a wonderful collaborative project for teachers and students. And then, you know, they have this one day is so positive that, you know, they're likely to do it again and repeat it throughout the school year. We've had schools that have been with us kind of all 10 years, and lots of schools are now doing, you know, monthly Mix It Up activities. We have a Mix It Up model school program now that encourages schools to do it more often. This is a school in Oman. Yes, Oman. This is an international baccalaureate program. And this teacher, she used to teach in somewhere in Kansas, and then she's been teaching internationally for the last 3 years. And every year she writes me right before Mix It Up and asks us to send her stickers, and she's going to do it with her kids. And you know, it's cool. We have on our website we have a Mix It Up map where we invite schools to sign up for the day and then kind of plot their schools on this map. And you could see it like all over. It's pretty exciting. So that students know that they're not the only ones that are taking this risk on that day, that, you know, literally millions of students across the globe are doing the same things they are. So I think that kind of helps. And this is also the school in Oman. So that's your little presentation. And now I'm going to go back to the other screen. Okay, and did you all get into pairs? Pairs, two people?
Two. We might have to have a three, if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. I found this activity because, you know, we're also kind of about reaching educational goals through our programming. So a teacher, where's this teacher? I think it's St. Louis, this school developed lessons across curriculum. And they came up with this particular lesson for the math department. So you all are in your pairs?
Yeah.
This is gonna be a silent exercise. You're already silent, so that shouldn't be a problem. Now, could you sit kind of facing one another?
Yeah, I'm gonna go here, I'll sit there. Who wants to, Carol? I'll pair with you.
You ready? Okay, now this is, remember, it's silent, and just by looking at one another, you have to come up with 5 things that you have in common. You have 30 seconds. Go. 5 things that you have in common just by looking at one another. Time. Okay, share. See what you came up with.
Yeah, brown hair. No, I have blue eyes. That's standard.
Zipper. We can both
Jeans.
drive. That's what I was thinking.
Long sleeve shirt. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that counts. And we can both drive.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah. I was like, oh,
True.
car.
Okay, so that was effective.
What a concept.
That was one of ours too.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, did any pair have like 5 things in common? The same 5 things? No?
The same 5 or different 5?
Wait,
Like throughout.
Same 5
On ours.
Same 5.
same five.
Same 4? Same 3?
So 4, 3, we have some
Yes.
yeses.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
3,
Okay.
Wait,
3? That's pretty good.
yes.
Okay, now I want you to take your pair and then get with another pair, so you're with 4.
Oh. So it's not
You guys want to be our parents?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys can, okay, go. All right, we're ready.
Ready? Not using any of the things that you came up with in your pairing. You can't use any of those things. And you can talk in this part. Find one thing that you have in common.
Alright, we had said
Can't be on
brown
any
hair.
of your lists from before. One thing you have in common. All 4.
And we can
Okay, great.
One.
Can we have the share-outs from the groups, please?
What is it?
Come on.
One thing.
We all have siblings. All 4.
Everybody has siblings.
Oh, that was a good one. Okay.
Who else has something to share?
Worth
We all
sharing.
traveled out of the country.
Okay.
We're all wearing earrings.
We're all wearing earrings.
Oh, that's good. That's creative.
Colby, your group?
None of our fingernails are painted.
None of their fingernails are painted.
That was good observation.
And who else?
Thank you.
I think we have one more group.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, that's it? Everybody did it? Okay.
Okay, what do you think kind of the message is behind this icebreaker? What do you think we're trying to uncover?
If you're gonna talk, you need to really speak loudly or stand up and come over here.
We have more than we think in common.
Ah, it's true. And you all have kind of been together for a while. So.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Someone else? You have more in common than you think. What else?
It's harder if you don't talk to people.
It's harder if you don't talk to people.
What's harder?
It may have been harder to come up with something to get
Ah,
about
the
that.
silent portion versus kind of being able to talk about it.